A very good day to you out there, and welcome to today's edition of the Flash News. In today's Flash News, we'll take a look at what's happening in Syria as well as in Amazonia. But that's only right after this break. I am Oyin Okbala. Let's begin. Well, in our significant development, Abu Mohamed El Jolani, the leader of Hayat, who is also the leader of Syria. Well, let's take this short break. We'll be right after. Abu Mohamed El Jolani, the leader of Hayat, the Tar al-Sham, has emerged as the new leader of Syria following the overthrow of Bashar al-Assad regime. Jolani's rise to power has been met with skepticism by the international community, given his past affiliation with Al-Qaeda. In a recent interview with CNN, Jolani acknowledged his involvement in bad things, such as killing civilians and displacing people, but downplayed his action as those of a young and emotional person. Let's get his view.
I say to people, don't judge by words, but by actions. I believe the reality speaks for itself. These classifications are primarily political and at the same time wrong. I define a terrorist as someone who intentionally kills civilians, harms innocents, or displaces people. If we're being honest, many of the wars waged by major powers in Arab, Muslim, and even non-Muslim countries have involved the deliberate killing of thousands, the destruction of homes, and the displacement of millions. Even the regime itself is guilty of such actions. Personally, I have not done these things. The situation must be understood in its historical context. There was a massive war in Iraq that deeply stirred people's emotions, prompting many to go there. The circumstances of that war led people to various places, and my path led me to one of those locations. Given my level of awareness and my young age at the time, my actions evolved to where I am today. I didn't go to Iraq with those intentions. I went to defend the Iraqi people. When I returned to Syria, I didn't want to bring what happened in Iraq into Syria. That's why there were disagreements between us and ISIS.
Well, despite his attempt to distance himself from the Al-Qaeda route, Jolani faces an uphill battle in establishing credibility with the international community, particularly the United States. That's not even that. Well, the international community has rallied behind Syria's transition. So, as Syria navigates this crucial juncture, the international community is rallying behind efforts to support the country's transition. Diplomats from the United States, Arab League, and the Turkey convened in Jordan to advocate for a ceasefire and a locally led political process. The United States Department of State has emphasized the importance of a Syrian-led and Syrian-owned political transition, consistent with the principles of United Nations Security Council Resolution of 20254. In another unrelated development, there is a shift in the conflict's dynamics. Russia has begun withdrawing its military presence from Syria, marking the end of its decade-long involvement in the conflict. The move has sparked hopes of a renewed focus on diplomacy and reconstruction efforts in Syria. However, the country's devastated infrastructure and uncertain political landscape presents significant challenges to repatriation efforts. As Syria embarks on this new chapter, the path forward remains complex. The country requires inclusive governance, reconstruction, and reconciliation amongst its diverse communities. The international community's support will be crucial in navigating this critical juncture. As well, Arab ministers unite on Syria and they've called for peaceful solution. Aqaba Jordan. In a significant display of unity, Arab ministers from across the region convened in Aqaba, Jordan yesterday to discuss the ongoing situation in Syria.
My question is on about the crimes committed by Israel right now in Quneitra, Jabal al-Sheikh and other areas of Syria. Will you take certain actions or you will be simply resorting to the Security Council? Another question to the Turkish foreign minister. There are concerns about the Turkish southern borders as reflected by statements by Turkish officials. How will you address these concerns and these threats following the fall of Assad regime? As I reiterated, the position of Jordan, the Arab states, as well as the Turkish, it is simple. Syria's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and stability must be respected and preserved. We in the Kingdom of Jordan have a clear, crystal clear position towards the violation by Israel of the 1974 agreements. It is a violation of the international law. It is a continued breach of the sovereignty of an Arab state. Our position was clear. And again, we to our partners in the whole world, we reiterate, in addition to the crimes perpetrated by Israel in Gaza, killings, destruction, the absence of diplomatic horizons to the Palestinian cause, we yet again are faced with further violations in Syria. Yet we are still addressing crimes, genocide, and other violations in Gaza. We are doing our best in order to allow the humanitarian aid to be delivered to the Palestinian people in Gaza who are reeling under killing, destruction, bombardment, and above all, starvation.
Oh, well, the meeting part of the Arab is part of the Ministerial Contracts Group on Syria. Well, it brought together representatives from Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Iraq, Lebanon, and Egypt, amongst others. The ministers reaffirmed their commitment to supporting Syria's unity, territorial integrity, sovereignty, and the ongoing political process. The joint statement issued after the meeting emphasized the need for a peaceful solution to the Syrian crisis, which has been ongoing for years. The ministers stressed the importance of stopping military operations and launching a comprehensive political process based on Security Council's resolution. Now, the ministers also discussed ways to address the humanitarian crisis in Syria, including increasing aid and ensuring its sustainability and the unhindered access to all affected areas. This meeting marked a significant step towards unity among Arab nations on the Syria issue, emphasizing the need for a peaceful and political solution to the crisis. Well, as the situation in Syria continues to evolve, the Arab Ministerial Contacts Group on Syria will likely play a crucial role in shaping the region's response. Meanwhile, back in the Amazonian home front, General Tokandu has called for unity and integrity amongst fighters. In Bui County, in a heartfelt message, General Tokandu, a prominent leader from Bui County, has expressed his deepest gratitude to the Amazonian Self-Defense Council and President Sako for their tireless efforts in supporting the Amazonian people. Let's get that.
Fellow Amazonians, accept revolutionary greetings from your humble servant, Captain Stallone, under Major General Tokandu from Bui County, the land of no return. I wish to seize this opportunity to thank the Amazonian State Army, ASA, in all the 13 counties that make up the Federal Republic of Amazonia for their sacrifices, resilience, and endless efforts in pushing forward the fight. Special thanks also goes to His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ikomesaku, the President of the Federal Republic of Amazonia, who doubles as the Commander-in-Chief of the ASA and his cabinet for the wonderful job they have been and are still doing to keep the cause alive. To the ASA, let us be mindful of the United Nations fact-finding mission that is currently on ground. Remain vigilant and wise as you have always been. I cannot call for a change amongst us because I know that all genuine fighters under the umbrella of the Amazonian State Army have always and they shall always be good examples. Distance yourselves from any act of incrimination and be kind and caring to our people. Be wise because anyone, anyway, at any time can approach you for questioning. Remain truthful. Have the history of our great nation at the back of your mind and be ready at any moment to pour it out for our benefit. Sooner than later, we shall all gather at the foot of Mount Fako to sing our songs of victory. Victory at last, which is sure. Keep the ground hot with firepower. Don't be deceived and distracted by those who have become money mongers, but rather remain focused and in executing the war with clean hands and minds. We have seen some anti-revolutionary practices such as unnecessary lockdowns, unjustified killings, torture, theft, and extortion, all signatures of some groups who claim to be working for Amazonia. Meanwhile, they are out to kill the will of our people towards the God-ordained struggle. To this effect, as a genuine ASA, you are called upon to distance yourself from such acts which amounts to human rights violations. To our loving civilian populace, you have and continue to play a great part in this struggle. You all know the real stories on the ground and the real group fighting for your liberation. And you equally know those fighting to fill their pockets. This is the time for you to join hands and voices with true ASA fighters to fast forward our journey to the finish line. To our brothers and sisters who have vehemently refused to stand for the truth and support the fight for liberation of homeland, but rather have chosen to remain slaves under Paul Biya's regime, this is a reminder that there will be no joy for the wicked. We see some of your kind trying to use this opportunity to organize and attend your political rallies. Know that you shall one day be held responsible for your actions, for which you, as an Amazonian, should be very ashamed of yourself, because nothing will stop this God-ordained revolution from achieving her goal of a free and independent Amazonia. To the members of the fact-finding mission, I plead with you to do your job well. Consult with the right stakeholders by going directly to the communities and get the rightful information. Avoid taking bribes from crooked persons who will want to deceive you from looking at the innocent blood of thousands of Amazonians that have been shed and are being shed on daily basis by brutal actions from the military of La République du Cameroon. Have the fear of God in your heart and do the needful. Dear Amazonians, imagine we are home already to enjoy these. 1. Amazonian Airport and Airlines in Tiku. 2. The Amazonian Seaport in Limbe, Tiku and Idenau. 3. Amazonian Oil Refinery in Dian. 4. Amazonian Steel Company in Oku. 5. Water companies in every county. 6. Electricity companies in Minchum. 7. Amazonian Railway. 8. Amazonian Stock Market and Parastatals. 9. Amazonian Brewery Industries. 10. Amazonian Insurance Companies. 11. Amazonian Telecom and IT Industries. Just to name a few. Why would any reasonable Amazonian want to leave their ancestral land and travel abroad or beg from another person? Your humble servant, Captain Stallone from Bowie County.
Right, that's of course an audio from General Chokandu where he emphasized the importance of kindness, wisdom, and truthfulness amongst genuine fighters. He urged them to remain focused, protect the people, and keep the momentum of the revolution alive. Meanwhile, in a stern warning, General Chokandu condemned unjustified torture and theft by individuals claiming to work for the Amazonian cause. He called on such individuals to distance themselves from these harmful actions. To those who have supported the revolution, Chokandu offered words of encouragement, assuring them that their efforts have not been in vain. He cautioned against taking bribes, emphasizing the need for integrity and accountability within the movement. As the Amazonian struggle for independence continues, General Chokandu's message serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of unity, integrity, and compassion among fighters and supporters alike. Well, and this is where we'll draw the curtains today on Flash News. Well, remember that at the top of the hour, 8 p.m. Amber Time, would come with the full briefings of Undaunted. Until then, have a wonderful afternoon.